And so, without more ado, let me introduce to you Michael Palin.
Came to Norwich, I really didn't have any idea of what my next journey might be, but I've now got it. It's going to be called From Portaloo to Portaloo. Set mainly in and around the Bertram's tent. Well, you've heard a lot about compost today, so you'll know what my speech has got in store. First of all, Kip, Alice and Elsie, all the Bertrams, thank you very much indeed for laying on this wonderful get-together today. It's amazing to meet so many booksellers here on their last day off before Christmas. I don't know what the collective noun would be for an assembly of booksellers. Probably a dump bin. Anyway, it's reassuring to see such a colossal dump bin of you here today. By the way, I have been asked to tell him Mr. Chambers is in the audience, who asked how the snowmobile worked that I took across Greenland. It's actually a sort of caterpillar wheel which goes round and has some skis on the front. So, Mr. Chambers, wherever you are, I hope you're happy with that information. Mr. Chambers of the dictionary, I'd like to add. Anyway, about 3 years ago, the series Around the World in 80 Days began on TV with no sign of an accompanying book anywhere. When the book finally arrived from the BBC's warehouse on Mars, copies disappeared with gratifying speed. I mean, I should really have enjoyed it all, but instead, I could hardly go into a bookshop without some accusing finger jabbing at me over the till. Where's your book then? As if someone expected me to write one for them on the spot. Anyway, this year, BBC Books have excelled themselves. A tight production schedule, slap on target, and vast piles of unsold copies. Are now stacked up in bookshops, blocking the way to the staff toilet. In fact, so successful have BBC Books been at producing the books this year that I quite expected Michael Heseltine to step in and close them down. I don't know whether Arthur Scargill feels the same about his coal as I do about my book, but I must say, the bigger the pile, the more terrified I become. And though, of course, I share everyone's high hopes for the book, I have agreed to set my new comedy series in Argentina, just in case. Actually, I recently came back from doing some book publicity tour in Australia and New Zealand. And in New Zealand, they're confidently expecting to flog, I think is the technical word, 20,000 copies of Pole to Pole by Christmas. Bearing in mind the population there, it's about 7 copies each. For each sheep. In fact, the lady from the publishers told me in hushed tones that by Christmas I would be more popular in New Zealand than Wilbur Smith. I said, when I'm more popular than Delia Smith, then I'll be happy. However, there is one ray of light in all this, which has been a great source of satisfaction to me. With the publication of Pole to Pole, my literary career has finally touched the heights of greatness. Now, I'm not talking about the Nobel Prize for Literature or even a Yorkshire Post literary lunch. I refer to the highest accolade in modern book selling, my own dump bin. 45 copies, 9 face forward, full colour hair. My own dump bin. The name resounds with the magic, mystery and might of literature. Wouldn't George Eliot or Charlotte Bronte have given their own dump bin? I have to be honest, I always thought a dump bin was a device with a small pedal into which trash was poured. But now I know otherwise. Now I know it is a splendid multi-chambered cardboard container, roughly the size of the Ark of the Covenant, Norwich trash is full. All is not completely rosy, I'm afraid. Just when I was beginning to feel a bit smug about joining the pantheon of dump bin authors, along comes Madonna and rewrites the book. Completely. Instead of making your book as accessible as possible, the dump bin philosophy, you now have to make it as inaccessible as possible. First, by making it sound so rude that only customs officers, policemen, Martin Amis, and certain incorruptible newspaper editors can look at it. Then by ensuring that if we mere mortals have been allowed to decide for ourselves, no one without an oxyacetylene drill and a pair of heavy-duty welding goggles can actually open it. I finally found a copy in my hardware shop. He was selling it as a drain cover.